Good day, podcast community. Man, do I have a good topic for you today. Now, I'm Pete Kane, alias Podcast Pete. And what happened in the U.S. election we can use in our business in 2025? 3 lessons that I want you to take home. That is my gift to you, and it's a good one. So, this is only for people that like change. If you're stuck in the past, turn it off. You're wasting your time. But if you want to know how to grow your business by 10x and scale your business in next year, this is for you. So let's talk. What happened in the U.S. election we can use in our business in 2025? My mentor, Daniel Priestley, always said in his, you always could hear him say, the U.S. elections was a good indicator of what is going on with technology, what's happening, what's working, what's not, because there's billions with a B of money spent, and every resource from everywhere is used because there's so much on the line. So you can glean so many valuable lessons, and I'm going to give you 3. Excuse me, there was about 10, but we're just going to focus on 3 because we always focus on 3. The brain is easier on 3. So let's go with number 1. The world has changed, and the official turning of the chapter has happened. What do I mean by that? Technology is moving so fast. You're hearing AI, but you're seeing the death or the burial or the end of legacy media. You're seeing it right before your eyes. The numbers are moving so fast away from it to what you're doing right now, listen to a podcast. That's one of them, but that's a main one. And you look at the rise of podcasting, and I had a client that we were just talking about the popularity of podcasting, and it's still wide open. Even though we're years into it, it's becoming so evident by what happened. Okay, let's look at the election. One was battle tested, one was not. One embraced podcasting, one did not. One tried to control podcasting, one did not. So when you control something, there's a thing that can come up and bite you in the rear end, and it did. Joe Rogan, millions of viewers, and you think, my gosh, I want that kind of exposure. One candidate went on the show, one candidate did not. One lost, one won. You know the answer to that. And when you think about controlling something, that's what it was all about, controlling the narrative. And when the loser was controlling the narrative, she lost. When the winner, Donald Trump, 3 hours, that's right, 3 hours on Joe Rogan. 3 hours you get to know people. 3 hours you can't hide anything. 3 hours you really get a sense of a person's heart, vision, ideas, because that guy's going to ask you every tough question. That's why he's number 1. That's why he has millions of viewers. And how somebody cannot get on that show just tells you how ill-informed that camp was. That absolutely crazy. And then she goes on The View and doesn't answer the basic of questions. So what do we learn in business? You got to be able to change. You got to know that technology is changing rapidly. And if you're not dialed into AI, you'll be on the loser camp of that too. You have to know how it's going to affect your business. I'll go back to 6 months ago. My partner, Jeff Bourgeois, he has an AI agency. This guy is the smartest guy I know. He said, Peter, you use an AI with your business? I said, no, I'm too busy. I was on the busy bus. He was on the purpose plane. Two people on different modes of transportation. Finally, he's asking me each time, have you done it? I said, no, I'm busy. I'm doing this. He said, just try it. Trust me. So I went for the first time. I was putting a course together. And I said, being dyslexic, being ADD, it's not like formulating things like that's not my cup of tea. So I put the information into it. And I said, give me a 12-week course highlighting this, this, and this, and, some other things. 10 seconds, I had my course. Not finalized, but I had the framework for it. Now I had the bones. I put the meat on it with my voice. That can't be replicated. Your mind, your voice, that's unique. But everything else, it would have taken me months to do that if I would have done it, because it's just not my cup of tea. But I leveraged AI to give me 80%, and then I took 20%. 20% was, what kind of course did I want? What kind of time frame? What did I want to emphasize? What I wanted to focus on? And so that gave me the framework. Now, when I go to produce it, I know the outline, the framework. I just put the meat on the bones and it's finished. That's the final 10%. Let AI do 80%, you do 20. 10 on the front end, 10 on the back end. So I tell you that technology is, oh my gosh, Trey. And I want to just emphasize this while we're talking technology. We all have 24 hours. Everybody has the same amount of time. Equal, but not how we use it. So if you're using 4 hours to watch TV, you're wasting 4 hours. Hey, nothing wrong with entertainment, but that's the average time that Americans spend watching TV. So if you're vegging out and wasting 4 hours a day, and people like Elon Musk and Oprah and others, high performers, they ain't vegging out in front of the TV. They're working. They're working on a plan that's different than what we work on, and what high producers work on a different plan. I heard through Daniel Priestley, you might hear him a few times during this, that Oprah works 2 hours a day. Those 2 hours are the decisions she makes that nobody else can make. So the rest of the time is applying creativity and applying this, just doing the things that make the difference. As Brendan Burchard said, let's see. I know I was just on to that. Oh, it's something. Hold on here. I want to give this to you because it's so good. In the Daily Fire, which was this morning, let me go to my planner, which that's his planner too. Okay, hold on. I'm going to give it to you because I'm learning these things. Daily priority, DPA, daily prioritize action. So there's a concept, done by 1. I try to get everything done by 1 o'clock. High priority things. So get it done by 1. Then the rest of the day, I spend creating, connecting, talking to people. Anybody that knows me, I'm not a texter or an emailer. I talk to people. There is emotion in connection and talking to people. And when you do that, it's completely different than a text because there's no emotion in a text. So DPA, I'm getting it down here. Daily prioritized action. Get it done by 1. So that's my first lesson. And it's changing. So when that's done, I can create in the morning. I can think in the morning. I can set my goals. I can do all this stuff before 1 o'clock. Because if you're running and racing, that's a recipe for reacting. And you don't want to react. You want to plan. You want to execute. You want to implement. And if you do that, you're going to get more out of your day than the person that's vegging out in front of a TV. It's just the way it is. We all have a choice to how to spend our time. So, getting back to the lessons, technology matters. And I wrote this down, so I want to give you. The world changed. It went from legacy to podcasting. Long form podcasting, you can't BS anybody. Long form podcasting tells you everything about the person. And it goes into my next point, which is transparency. If you're not honest, and if you're not working hard for your audience, for your following, like you have to do with podcasting, then when you get back to legacy, I don't know if it's true, but I think it is, Rachel Maddox gets paid $30 million. Her audience has gone in half in the last month. In half. And she still paid $30 million because she has a contract. But when that contract's up, bye-bye. She's gone. Nobody's going to pay her $30 million for the viewers she has. But in podcasting, you earn it. You earn it. You have to have the information that people will want to listen to. And so when you have that, you got to earn it. You're not given it. And that's technically what it is. It's certainly not 30 million for the amount of viewers she has is ridiculously high, but that's the old model and it's changing. And there's rumors that Elon might buy the channel. And then you can say goodbye. And then if she tried to switch to podcasting, she wouldn't have any kind of audience because people don't she had an audience because there was that type of audience, but I don't want to get too much off the trail. But podcasting you're being transparent. You got to be honest. You got to be connecting with your audience and you got to earn it. And that's kind of like unearned. There's no saying that there's not a success story in the lotto because people win money they don't earn. And they call it a curse because everybody comes out. When you haven't earned something, you don't appreciate it. So all of a sudden you win $30 million. If I won $30 million, I wouldn't take it. I wouldn't take it because it would destroy me. I mean, I want to earn it. Earn it. When you earn it, you know it. You know it inside out. So with that, transparency matters. It matters in podcasting. So if I go like this and I say, okay, you want my free masterclass? I put it up on the screen. There it is. PeteKane.me/masterclass. You want a free masterclass? My gift to you? There it is. You want me to understand and take an assessment? And you want to see what one of our 10 scalable steps. The first one is assessment. That's by Daniel Priestley. And you want to search him because you'll understand how to scale a business if you listen to his content, which is absolutely game-changing. Absolutely game-changing. So those are the two things I want to give you. Now, so the last thing, again, goes to Daniel Priestley. There's a theme here, at least on this one, on this election, called 7-11-4. Now, 7-Eleven is not a convenience store. 7-Eleven is people have to consume you 7 hours of your time online, digitally. 11, like buying signals. 11 times people have to give you a buying signal. And there's various things. I'm not going to get into what a buying signal is, but it's a zero moment of truth. It's Google's Google. If you follow Google, if you follow the principles behind search, you'll know when somebody looks for something 11 times, the 12th time is usually the time they buy. And they're like checking out, is this the right one? And they're doing reading reviews. They're doing all kinds of stuff. That's buying signals. And online, maybe just a slightly different, but pretty close, is like if I tell you about an offer and you sign up and get on the waiting list and you pay money to get on the waiting list, that's a buying signal. If somebody says they're interested, like if I tell somebody about a great idea, which we do have one, a magazine, and they say, man, that's the best idea I've ever heard. I say, good. You ready to do it? $250. They go, oh, no, not for me, but for other people. Then you don't have anything, not that person, because people vote with their dollars. And the only way to know if somebody wants something is if they pay for it. So 7-11-4 is just 7 hours of content. You can go on my YouTube channel, just put Pete Kane in there and you'll see it, and you can listen to all kinds of videos. So when you consume 7 hours of my content and you do 11 buying signals, whatever that is, get on a waiting list, do different things. I'm not going to get too deep into that. And 4 different platforms like a book, a podcast, a white paper, a YouTube video, an Instagram, a TikTok video, just different things. 4 different platforms. Read one of my books on Amazon. Then the brain switches. It's like, I know Pete. I trust him through consuming his information. And I see him on 4 different platforms. I've seen him in different places. It switches on to know, like, and trust. So that's the new way that people can know, like, and trust you. It used to be different when before the online world. So we're in a digital transformation. AI is going to change the world, flip it upside down. And if you're not thinking about that, and I think I can give you something since I mentioned AI. Let me see if I can. Yeah, I think I can. Nope, I need to bring it down a little bit, just a little bit, because, yeah, it's up on there. No. I'm stalling while I'm trying to find. Oh yeah, there we go. There we go. I'll get it to you in just a second. Just a second. There we go. Okay. Jeff Bourgeois. Search him on LinkedIn. Go ahead and check him out. You'll see. He runs Big Thinker Universe. But he has a free course. It's the number 9 in our masterclass. So if you go to pkane.me/AI, you'll get a free course. Take it, because you got to know it. If you're part of the camp you have a kind of a bias. You've heard sound bites from different people, and then all of a sudden you wait a year before you implement it into your business. Well, what happens is opportunity lost. And you don't want to be on the outside looking in on this transformation in AI. It is going to be bigger than electricity. So if you're not implementing it into your business and another business that's similar to yours is, that person will fly by you like you're standing still. So kind of picture it this way. If you drove a bus, if you're on a bus, not drove it, but if you're on a bus going to LA from Atlanta, that's where I am, Atlanta. Maybe it takes you 6 weeks, 5 weeks. I don't even know, because there's so many stops. And I get on a plane. I'm going to get there in 3-4 hours, something like that. That's the difference. The bus is AI. The bus is the plane, and the traditional way without doing it is like jumping on a bus or maybe a tricycle. Both are going to get there, one eventually, one quickly. So if you want to get your business in the cutting edge of technology and change and be successful in the future, because you can't wait one day. Every day you wait is going to be like a year or more going backwards, because everybody that embraces it is going to be way ahead of you. So let's recap the three. Technology matters. We're going from legacy to alternative media, which let's just say podcast in this case. 2, transparency matters. It matters in business. And when you are able to have long form video and you're listening and you're watching and you're being able to observe, it matters that you can read and understand a person and see if that person is somebody you want to support, buy, or be a part of. And then the last is 7-11-4. 7 hours of content, 11 buying signals, 4 different medias. So if this is something that you like, then share this with somebody. If you want to take our assessment, there it is, PeteKane.me. We have 3 avatars. Wow, that's amazing. There's a lot of 3s in this. Okay, 3s. 1 is entrepreneurs that want to grow and scale their business by 10x. So that's a different mindset than somebody just wants to grow and grind it out. 2, nonprofits that want to grow and scale their business for larger impact on their community by 10x. And there's some people who just want to have a nonprofit. They don't want to grow and scale. That's not who we're trying to reach. Everything is about scaling and growing by 10x. And the last is corporate professionals. Hey, this is for people up in Washington. The government's going to be downsized. And so if you're outside the government after this downsizing, you need to understand how entrepreneurs think. Corporate people, you get a paycheck whether you show up or not. In a lot of cases, people never showed up. That's a story for another day. But the fact is, if you're not adding value, you're not creating value, and you're not collecting money, you have nothing. So entrepreneurs don't get paychecks, they earn it. When you're in a corporate job, you get a paycheck on Friday, whether you work or not. You want to take off a couple of days? Now, granted, they're going to find out after a while, like they're going to find out in Washington. A lot of people are on slacking. It's bloated. That's a whole story for another day. But as an entrepreneur, you got to create it. You got to create value. Entrepreneurs solve the big problems in society. AI is going to do it. So go ahead and take an assessment. If this is something you want to grow and scale your business by 10x, take avatar number 1. If you're a nonprofit and you want to grow and scale your nonprofit for greater impact on your community, take number 2. If you're a corporate professional making a lot of money and you want to figure out how to transition to being an entrepreneur, that's a whole different mindset. Take number 3. So thank you so much. I appreciate you. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun. Be bold, make an impact, and have fun.